Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. Today I have a very different video for you. So I'm going to talk about simple steps in which you can take your own self-portrait, and especially if you're alone with no help at all. Today I'm in a very beautiful location. It's around 150 kilometers from Bangalore in a very nice and quiet village, and this location was perfect for the video which I had in mind today. So this is a perfect location to show you lots of example with different backgrounds, and I'm also approaching the golden hour, so hopefully I can also click some beautiful photos today while the sun is setting. Taking self-portraits can be really scary, especially if you're a photographer, and I can completely understand that mindset. We photographers love to be behind the camera, but when it comes to being in front of camera, most of the time I'm very shy to take self-portraits, but I'm going outside my comfort zone and will show you lots of example in this beautiful location. So the first thing is always to realize what is your intent of taking that photo. For me, I wanted to do some self-portraits today, more like a B-roll kind of shots where I am taking lots of photographs which I can use in my videos later on. So the first thing which we are going to talk about is the equipment. So use any camera. In fact, you can also go ahead and use your mobile phone. These steps are going to be valid for both the phone as well as mobile phone. But one thing I definitely recommend having is a tripod. And if you're alone, this is going to come very handy, which I'll show you in a minute. So let's first mount a camera on the tripod. By the way, for the behind the scenes for this video, I'm shooting on a Z52 and using a 20mm Viltrox lens, and I will try some self-portraits on the Z5 where I have a simple 50mm lens. So let's first mount the camera. So I'm using a Manfrotto tripod, and let's mount the camera. So once you have the camera mounted on the tripod, now if you're alone, basically there are three ways in which you can trigger the photo release. So the first is using a timer, which could be okay, but it becomes a little tedious because you have to keep coming back and reviewing the image. The second is you capture a video and then you can take screenshots of the photos, which I'll also show you in a minute. But the main issue with that is you will not get a high resolution photo and you won't have that full capability of your camera being utilized. And the third, which is my favorite, is use a remote shutter release. So what we are going to do is that we'll use a smartphone which will act like a remote shutter release, and then we are going to use that to click the images. So let's set up the phone shutter release first. Unfortunately, during the shoot, I was struggling to connect my smartphone to the camera, and it wouldn't connect even if I used a Bluetooth or wireless mode. The connection kept failing after a few seconds. In retrospect, I feel this is not the technique I would recommend to take photos, and especially if you're going to try this on location, check connecting your camera with the phone beforehand to see if the connection fails or is successful. So finally, after some trial and error, I was able to connect my phone as a remote trigger for the camera. So let's try it out now. So let's try out some remote release, and I'm also going to show you this. So with this app, I can even change the focus area, which is really good, and I can record both photos and videos with this app remotely. So the next tip which I'm going to try out is actually using video footage and then taking screenshots or photos around that. Self-portrait, especially posing, could be a big challenge, but one thing which you can also try out is using props. So because my intention today was to click some behind the scenes B-rolls of me clicking with a camera, so I'm going to use my camera as a prop and then we'll see how the photo turns out to be. To take the screenshots, I use DaVinci Resolve, the video editor. Go to File and export current frame as still. This gives a high resolution image. And the sun is also very rapidly going down, so it is a good opportunity to click some golden hour photos now. Now I have swapped the lenses now, and I'll pretend to take photos first with the tripod and then without the tripod, and then we'll see how the photo turns out to be. I wanted to take the advantage of the golden hour, and I'll quickly do some self-portraits of me shooting against the backlight. I've identified a beautiful spot just next to a tree, but I have to get down low there, but it's a beautiful location, and let's see if we can click something there. So this is a beautiful location here, and I'm really getting down low, and actually this is a really perfect place to also click some nature photos. So I will pretend to, not actually pretend, but I'm going to click some photos and do a behind the scenes footage with the other camera. So I have got down really low. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to bring my eyes closer to the camera so that actually it autofocuses. And this is a beautiful light, and let me just try some self-portraits, and maybe I'm not going to pose, but I'll just try to move a bit. And next, let's try some shooting with the camera now. So for this position, I actually had to get my tripod really low just to capture the low tree shot here. So this is going to be the last pose of the day. Now the sun is really low in the sky, so I'm able to get that beautiful back golden light. So let's try out some photos here. So the next pose which I'm going to do is shooting towards the camera. So I usually tend to show myself shooting behind and things like that. Oh, there was just a peacock which flew away, so I was distracted. Sorry about that. So, but I think I am not able to capture that anymore. It's already gone. So next what I'm going to show is myself clicking towards the camera. So it gives you a sense of me as a photographer. And this is one of my favorite pose, and I also use this kind of a pose in a lot of thumbnails as well. So I hope hope you liked this video and it gave you some idea, and I know it was a little awkward, and for me also it was a little awkward to shoot, but it gave you some idea in case if you're interested in clicking some self-portrait. And it need not be some kind of a selfie, but it could be more work related, where you want to showcase yourself, say for your blog or videos, and more like introduce yourself and also show your environment. I just took an example of using a camera, but it could be anything related to your work. Probably you're working, say, on an artwork, and you want to capture that moment, showing yourself creating something. So it will be a really great opportunity, and I hoped I was able to give some ideas to you on how you can actually go ahead and click yourself without having any kind of a help at all. So please do continue viewing my videos and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you very soon in another video. Till then, bye.